Be anything you want to be. It's not what you got, it's how you use it. You be you and I'll be me, it's just a matter of time. You can't fake it, mile after mile, feeling free. If you got the soul, you can make it. Move them out, let them roll, from sea to shining sea. Ball, cannonball. What do you do when the mountain is there? How do you answer the challenging dare? When your back's against the wall, what do you do when you've done it all? Cannonball, cannonball, cannonball. It's not what you do, it's how you do. Be anything you want to be. It's not what you got, it's how you use it. You be you and I'll be me, it's just a matter of style. You can't fake it, mile after mile, feeling free. If you got the soul, you can make it. Move them out, let them roll, from sea to shining sea. Ball, cannonball. Hey now, cannonball, cannonball, cannonball. Ooh, cannonball. Woo-hoo. Cannonball. Yes, indeed. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers, and sisters. This is, excuse me, the Apex Online Racing Project Cars 2 Endurance League Season 4 Round 8, the grand finale. Where else could it possibly be? But of course, the Le Mans de la Sarthe. My name is King-Kodiak, without much of a voice left. In case you couldn't tell, that was not sung live, that's a pre-record. There's not much of my voice left with this cold that I still harbour. Welcome to those in the stream that have joined us at this early stage. We are in the qualifying session at the moment. I'll just turn that up a little, just to make sure that you can hear the necessary parts going on. We have got 25 drivers with us this eve. We have 8 GTEs. We've got 13 LMP1Hs and 4 LMP2s. A few names that have joined us for this final round. Absolutely fine with that. Not a problem whatsoever. Anyone that is a fan of the Endurance League will know Le Mans in all of its guise. Now, I may be a little bit interrupted as I am flying solo at the moment with my children, and you may hear my dogs joining in. You have been warned. Who have we got? We have got Empower in the Corvette. Yes, the irony still isn't lost. We have Azar Alamuri, a name I'm not familiar with, using the M6 this time. Welcome to you. Jardier has jumped into GT3 Elite champion, double champion indeed. He's roaring on in the Audi. Leon the Sick One also joins us in the Audi R18. Welcome to you, gentlemen. That's a name I'm not familiar with. Hello, Smoking Puppy. Hello to everyone else in the chat. Great to see you with us. Minesco, I assume that's pronounced, in the LMP2. Welcome. We have got Jezza in the Porsche, screaming along the Hanadier. We have got Berserker occupying one of the Audis. Welcome to you. One Tire, one of our championship contenders for the LMPs. Very, very close actually between the LMP 1s and the GTEs. The LMP 2s is completely sewn up, as I will explain later on. Marauder, he will be in, it's difficult to tell which car he's in from that angle. He's in the M6, chasing either Andrex or I've forgotten who the other Aston runner is. But there is Marauder in the M6. Astrid Aslani, otherwise known as WhatsApp, is in his LMP2. He, whoa, getting very twitchy. Coming through the right-hander, coming through Tete Rouge onto the Thenardier himself. Oh, I was just about to click on a name, and Yorkie goes and sets the first time on the board, 3:15.985, already superseded by Dalking. Very nicely done. Berserker goes and supersedes it himself, 3:14.645, and straight off into the sand. Nicely done. Lucas returns to the Endurance League in 8th at the moment. Screams on past the second chicane along the Thenardier. TX3 Endless. Not running the TX3 name anymore, as you can see. Very, very strong contender. That is very true there, Louis. Jardier can pull anything from nothing. So we will see how he does. A few more people getting a time on the board. Nunu in the Audi jumps back to pit, and Brzanczyk in the Porsche also getting a time on the board. 3:17.189 and 3:22.322 respectively. Leon is a 3:22.457 in the Audi, but still a little bit of time. This maybe 6.5 minutes. It's a long time in most places, but not here. You don't have a lot of time to get a time down. That's why qualifying is dry. The race, however, very different matter. I will come on to later. That's our second Aston. It's Crop. Whoa, getting squirrely coming through Indianapolis. Smolder in the Corvette. I will try my best not to bark down the microphone. I did enough of that in yesterday's GT3 coverage. Smolder jumps up to the top of the GTEs with a 3:52.962 ahead of Andrex. Not by much, admittedly, only about a second. Which on a 4-minute lap is nothing at all to scoff at. Empower yet with a time on the board. Who else can we find? Oh, just as I went to click on TBW, he moved. There he is in the Porsche 350. Wow, it's close to the GTEs at the moment. 3:54.897. That's not even a second behind Marauder. Nicely done. Very, very well played. Skarky. I believe that is pronounced. I always said Esgar. Oh, that ow. Your first run didn't go well, Garky, I take it. So out he goes in the Porsche. Der Beppo. Now this particular individual, I always have a smile when I commentate on Beppo, because he was one of the first people I commentated a full season of GT3 racing way back when. So welcome back to you. Spud! Hello, Spudbuster. He's in the Porsche, just coming through the Porsche curves into the Corvette curves, then into the Porsche gains to complete his lap. Flame. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh like that. That's awfully unprofessional, but that's a fabulous name. Flaming Parrot. Now, either that's someone I don't know that. Either someone's changed their name and I don't know, or that is a great name. Brilliantly done. Flaming Parrot just coming through Malzahn and down towards Indianapolis, I think is where he is. And Joey, the fourth and final LMP2, yet to get a time on the board. Who are up? Oh, Endless has just jumped to the top of the table. But again, look at that's only half a second with a 3 1/4 lap time. Wow, that's close. And they only have just over 4 minutes to do something about it. Endless will get out there as long as he's not held up too much. He will have the chance to do the outlap and a time lap. Because Endless, our current LMP1 pole sitter, our LMP2 pole sitter, is actually Minesco. Our LMP2 champion isn't here. Interesting, unless that is Minesco and he's changed his name and I don't know. And our current... Oh, what a surprise. What a surprise. The dominant force in the GTE side has been Empower. He joined the season a little late, but he has just been absolutely unstoppable. And that Corvette is mighty. Wow, that's determined. Coming through the first chicane. That was fabulous. And bring up the speedos, you can see what they're doing. Yes, I use miles an hour. I make no apologies for that. So 25 runners for this grand finale. Ah, Flaming Parrot is new to the league. Thank you, Smoky Puppy. Wow, he's certainly a great name to make a name for himself with. As Alamori has got, has Crop right next to him, I think. Yep. So they're next to each other on the grid and on the road. That's no point racing just yet, gents. Whoa, that's I admire your determination, Crop. But yeah, that won't be the quickest way to do it. But he can't return to pits because he will have to throw it away. He will have enough fuel on board to do this +1 time lap. Alan Moore's going to be running a little bit close by the end of the next lap, assuming that he is doing another one. But should be okay. Right. The race itself is going to... Oh, as I'll turn that one in. Now, the race itself is going to be simulating the full 24-hour time frame, so it's going to be squeezed into 2.4 hours. Therefore, quick maths tells you that is a ×10 time progression that's going on. We are going to, at some point, see the rain. Now, apparently, through this section we can see the Porsche and Corvette curves, it gets exceedingly treacherous. So, at least the pit entrance is right there. Hazard brings that one in, so he's not going to improve with the 410-833, sorry, 883 that he's got on the board. So he will be starting towards the tail end of the GTEs, unless none of... well, actually, there's only one of the GTE that hasn't put a time on. That is Beppo. As Beppo's giving a great old... He's been shoved along the road. That's an interesting tactic going on. One of the Audis ruining its nose, shoving that great big yank tank along the road. But that's the nature of the beast. Who's still out there? Endless is still out there. Where is he? Oh, that was M-Power that was getting it all... Well, he managed to hold it. And then invalidated his time. He's still top of the GTEs. Andrex second by 3 seconds. Holy moly, that's impressive. Only one LMP2 has at a time. Indeed, it is Minesco. So he's guaranteed pole at the... Well, where are other LMP2s? Astrid, he's called Astrid Aslani on the forums. He's referred to as WhatsApp here. Flaming Parrot's out there. Oh, is he running the Honda? He's running the Honda. Most others in the LMP2s running the Nissan engine, so it's going to be interesting to see how Flaming Parrot does. As Joey screams through the Corvette curves now to get a time on the board. The checkered flag is out. So who is still out there? Who's on a time lap? We'll just watch Joey come over the line. Was that 6 cars that didn't get a time on the board? Jazza, What's Up, Lucas, Garky, Flaming Parrot, and Joey. Oops! It's lost Joey a bit of time. They're getting his bit crossed up. But he slots in a second, indeed. A second and a bit behind Minesco, so that's pretty close, considering he had that big moment there. That is not bad whatsoever. Jazza is coming to the end of his particular run. Hello, Nick Meader. Good to see you as well. Oh, it's one of the Audis introducing themselves to the curbs. Where does Jazza slot? He slots in 11th, 3, 24, 6, 6, 8. That was Nunu that was behind him, improved in time but not position. 3, 16, 7, 8, 9 in 8th place. It's Endless. Oh, hello. Well, well, well. You cannot leave this man alone. You can't ignore this man. He jumps in for the final race of the season and nicks pole. Well played, Jardier. Yaroslav Honzik, who I've had the great pleasure of commentating several seasons of GT3 and also in a different non-AOR league. And he goes and nicks the pole. Endless. The only other... Or Nunu's already crossed the line. Brzanczyk is still going. Jezza is slow, so he's already... Oh, that was bouncing off the rev limiter. So really, the only person that's going to be able to do anything about it is Endless. Oh, and he's got a... Oh, that's TBW's our only Porsche in the GT3s. Jardier's beaten his own PB at this track by 3 seconds. Wow. Will Endless usurp the mighty Honzik? Into the Ford chicanes now. Burn the battery to the line, and he does indeed, only by two and a bit tenths, but Endless then takes the pole back for the LMP1s. Very nicely done. Very nicely done indeed. Brzancic throws that back into pits. Jezza is not on a lap. Joey is not. Empire still going. He's going to be on pole in the GTEs. So it was only Astro Aslani that didn't get a time on the board in the end. And Joey is not pushing on. Let's see how Empower does. It just looks so smooth. It looks so easy. Anyone that isn't fully in command of their car, taking it through there at that kind of pace is going to be in the wall. I know, because I've tried it many times. Does Empower improve on his already impressive? Bear in mind, Andrex, the next car down the road in the Aston, is 3 seconds behind him now. Let's see if Empower improves. He did not. He did not. Well, Endless then takes the pole just from Jardier. Berserker, the top three within a second. Yorkie 4, Dalkey 5, Lucas 6, Leon 7, Nuno 8, Warntie 9, and Brzancic 10. Then you have 3 of the 4 LMP2s, Minesco, Joey, and Flaming Parrot. What's that? Not setting a time. Then you've got Empower, Andrex, Smolder, Marauder, TBW, Crop, Beppo, and Azar Alamore for our GTEs. We have indeed lost Spud. That is a shame. Thanks for the update there, Nunu. Spudbuster is out. That is a shame. Le Mans is the main thing that all of our endurance guys want to achieve, and to be binned out because of a technical problem always hurts. 24 drivers then will take the start. 12 LMP2s, 12 LMPHs, 4 LMP2s, and 8 GTEs. Well, you had your chance, Nick Meadow. You had your chance to be in this one. I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on a few people in particular. Jardier, Yorkie, who's one of the top runners in the LMPs. Of course, Endless, who is a very common front runner. Also, Leon, a guest driver in... Oh, we've lost one. We've just lost an LMP. LMP1H. Who did we just lose? Is there going to be a gap in the grid? Oh no, Endless! Our pole man's gone! Oh no! Colonel McCoy, why aren't you in here? Oh no! Once again, Endless has had horrible, horrible luck when it comes to technical issues. So 23 drivers will take the start now. Jardier now being gifted that pole spot, with Endless having just disappeared. That is absolutely tragic. Getting the pole time and then dying in the transition to the race. Oh, that's a fair excuse there, Cole. Hello, Borderline. Good to see you as well. Away they go then. So those unfamiliar with the with the format again, much like our GT3 leagues, is a manual rolling start. So now Jardier was going to be, and as oh Peter, yeah, we realised we'd lost you in the transition to the race. Such a shame, great shame. As I was saying, for those unfamiliar with the setup, it is a manual rolling start, 80 kilometers an hour. Sorry, 80 miles an hour, 120 kilometers an hour, give or take. That the field will be led around, although I think they may be allowed to go a little bit quicker here at Le Mans because the lap is so long. So Jardier will lead the field around. Everyone will get their tyres warm, etc, etc. And the three classes will spread out. If I bring up the map, they won't spread out yet, so you can see that they are pretty condensed. You could just see. If we go to the back of the LMP1s, you can see that Joey, who is now at the front of the LMP2s, why is Minesco back there? Maybe he's not. He's opting to start from. Oh, he's lagging. That's why. Oh, it looks like we're going to be losing one of our LMP2s as well. That's a bit of a shame. So. And then our GTEs will be a little way off the back of the LMP2s as well. So that allows me to try and cover all three class starts. So they will continue along, warming the tyres up, the usual stuff, until they get to, it's around about where the Porsche curves end and the Corvette curves start, somewhere around there. When they will reform the 2x2 line and the speed is dropped to 80 miles an hour, 50 kilometers an hour. And the race will begin when Jardier leads the field onto the start-finish line, and he floors it to signify the beginning of the race, something he's familiar with from our GT3 leagues. You can see he's floored it a little bit just to get round the lap. Then it's going to be 2.4 hours or 2 hours 20 minutes are racing here at Le Mans. We're going to due to have wet weather at some point in the run, in the race. And we will be going through a full night, day to night and back to day cycle as well. So we will see how our drivers fare with that. It's, even though it's the formation lap, it does take a long time to get around Le Mans. Jardier leads our LMP1s. Joey has been given the lead of the LMP2s, as Minesco seemed to be having some connection issue, despite the fact that Minesco was actually our pole man for LMP2. He has gifted that. He's started from the back of the LMP2 category. A little bit strange, but if the drivers agree to it, then it's absolutely fine. He's joined us for this race. No issue there. Wet weather should be approximately 45 to 50 minutes to go. Ooh. So wet weather is coming towards the end, according to Smoking Puppy, who's always been keen to keep us informed. Oh, Empower is actually losing his pack a little bit. So Empower and the Corvette leading the GTEs. Where are our LMPs? They are coming into the Porsche curves. Let's jump to Yorkie now into third. Our lead Toyota, or lead non-Audi. Our Porsches at the tail end of the LMPs are Brezantic, Jezza and Zgarki. Now, any moment now, they should be reforming. The speed has come down a little bit. Oops. Come on. You'll be reforming it. Well, they might wait until after they got through the Corvette curves, but either way, they're going to have to do the Ford curves in 2x2 line. And there they go. Oh, a little bit of confusion on who's got to be where. Unless Berserker is just going to jump into position at the last, which, well, you can. That's not normally how it's done, but we will see what he does then. Here come the LMP1s. Jardier, when he is ready, will floor it to signify the beginning of the race. There he goes. We are racing. Oh, a terrible start for Berserker. Yorkie flies through into second. Then, but now people getting their curse systems running. That is Dalking and Berserker side by side then. Coming up into the Dunlop curve. Dunlop chicane. Oh, Jardier flown off the road. That's going to a terrible, terrible start. Surely going to give Yorkie the lead, which it does. A one momentary lapse of concentration from Jardier, and that's put him right down to fourth now in the Audi. So Dalking and Berserker have gone through. That was Leon getting a little bit squirrely, but he's up a position. Oh, there's contact with the back. Oh no, we've lost someone already. We've lost Jetta is spun. There come our LMP2s. We've lost our LMP2 poleman of Minesco. He's gone. We saw him having connection trouble earlier on. And now our GTEs are underway. M-Power leads Andrex, leads Smolder. There is Marauder. The LMP GTE seem to be... And oh, Dalking has got himself a penalty already. That's a 2 second... you've got a long way to go, guys. Goodness me. And that's Berserker and Dalking side by side. There's a yellow flag further down the road. Don't know what that's for. And that's Dalking flying through into the lead. As with any endurance race, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. But the temptation to race is always there in the opening few corners, opening few laps. Here we go then, on board with Berserker. Dalking is our new race leader. Yorkie 2, Berserker 3, Leon up to 4th now. Jardier in 5th. The two GT3 veterans are fairly close together. Here they go. Oh, wow. Yorkie just either had a big snap of opposite or had to bail on that to stop himself slamming into the back of Dalking. Berserker then straight on the back of his fellow Audi driver. That is very, very close. We will check on our other classes soon. Oh, Jeddah is actually behind the LMP2s. Such was how catastrophic that big spin was. He's actually lost so much pace in that LMP. There's our GTE, still pretty close together at the moment. Corvette, Aston, Corvette, BMW. Andrex may feel a little bit under pressure at the moment. Oh, that is so close. He's hanging on very well on the back of M-Power. He was not confident at all how well the Aston was going to perform against the Corvette. Our race leaders changed as well. Dalking and Berserker have swapped round. And through the Porsche curves for the first time. And the Corvette curves. And I am needed. I will be right back. Oh dear, what's up? That's not gone well for you, sir. So I may well have to bounce in and out a few times, but our front runners have spread out a little bit now. Oh, worn tyre. Oh, that's... yeah, that didn't go well for you being upside down. That's our LMP1H championship leader. Another victim Oh, yeah. That might have had something to do with one side being upside down. That's some reshaping, redesigning going on of the Audi. So early on in the race as well. My good lady has returned and given me some strepsils. Oh, yes. Do I need these? I think it's fairly obvious from my voice. As Yorkie and Leon behind. Oh, 2 packs of. Oh, lovely. Leon right on the back of Yorkie. Circus still under pressure from Dalking. Oh, endless. We realised that we had lost you on the line before the race even got underway yet again. Bad connection luck striking you. What happened to Skarky? Very good question. We're losing cars here, there and everywhere. It's all LMP1 so far. Oh no, big pardon, we only have 2 LMP2s left. So I'm afraid I don't know what's happened to Skarky, as I was needed for a few moments earlier on. Very three-way battle here though. Yorkie, Jardier and Leon. Leon up to 3rd now, as you can see that lead Audi. Whoa, that's Yorkie a little bit wide. Coming through the Corvette curves then Jardier. Oh, that would have been brave. He's going to go for it. Nicely done, Jardier. Did not want to stay behind the Toyota longer than he needed to. And then commits into the 4 chicanes. Very nicely done, Jardier. There's Yorkie got an answer. Now behind the Audi. Long way to go. Yeah, 4 NMP 180s and 1 NMP 2. We have lost already. Down to 20. And still well over 2 hours to go. The only other close battle at the moment is Krop and Azar Alamori. Our guest M6 driver on the back of the second Aston. And the other one has lost the back of the Corvette now. Andrex was fairly sure that was going to happen. There is Smolder, our GTE leader, who stands to clinch the championship this very eve in the GTE class. Yorkie is staying with Jardier though. And Dalking is back on Berserker's case. So the LMP1s have not resolved their early battles. But so much can happen. It does. If it sounds like I have something in my mouth, I do. I have a strepsil in my mouth. And I make no apologies for it. No one gets points deducted, smoking puppy. We're missing Zenny in one of our LMP2s. That is what it looks like for Dalking. Where is he? He is on his way down to the Mulsanne corner. Oh, Dalking. That was a wake-up moment there for you. And Nunu's in. Oh, yeah. That if Lucas had it bad into some degree, your cars can't even steer. Look at the front wheels. Wow. You didn't want to be outdone there, did you? Oh, Dalking again. That's so close to Berserker. I mean, needed for a moment. Bear with me. Okay, I do return. My wife is home, etc. Right. Still coughing and spluttering. Let's have a quick look at who is where. Berserker has got himself a little bit of a lead from Dalking. And our LMP1's Leon, guest driver, he's only 5 seconds behind the leader and lapped right on his pace as well. Great effort then by our GT3 veterans. Jardier, our GT3 champion. Yorkie, not having such a great time here in the Toyota. Better than his teammates going so far, but where is one tyre? We've lost him already. Brzanczyk in 6th position in the Porsche. Jezza. Oh dear. Another. And this is dry conditions as well. This is going to be interesting, keeping a track of how many pit stops we've had when it gets wet. And Lucas has been through the pits already. And finally, Nunu. Our last. Oh, a little bit wide. Coming through Tetra Rouge. You're going to have a big slowdown there. Yeah, that's not a surprise. And that's Lucas working his way past the GTEs. I mean, you'll get the marker you can see there. The exclamation mark just tells me that someone is close to someone for position. But realistically, of course, Lucas isn't, or Andres isn't racing Lucas. And Berserker's had an issue somewhere, and Dalking's back on his case again. Lucas then catching up to and passing M-Power. I was going to say, that's before they've gotten to this Ford chicane, so he's worked his way back past the GTEs. Keeping an eye on Dalking though, as that's Astrid Aslani in the red and white LMP2. Well, they are bearing down on. Oh, Dalking got very, very squirrely coming into Indianapolis. Just see how Berserker dumped the battery there to get away from Arnage. No, steady, Dalking. Now again, for those unfamiliar with the Endurance League racing here at AOR, it is the responsibility of the faster car class to work their way around the slower one. So the slower car class just needs to hold their line. They're not encouraged to jump out of the way. Sometimes they do, sometimes they panic, sometimes they make a mistake. But generally, the faster car class has the power and the grip to work their way around the slower one. So, that's why it's up to the faster car class to do something about it. Ooh, Jardier and Leon are getting close together. They've just flown past us. Oh, Jardier, naughty, naughty. You'll get a penalty for doing that, whether you're lapping someone or not. Lucas is getting close to... Lucas is actually now catching Flaming Parrot in the LMP2s. Apt name, apt colour scheme there for Flying Parrot. Flaming Parrot, not Flying Parrot. So Lucas has got... Where's Joey? There's Joey coming into the Malzahn corner. I know the back straight is often called the Malzahn. I call it the Hanadier because that's what my map tells me. It goes by other names I'm also aware of. Oh, Lucas didn't get a good drive out of that turn, and Dalking once again closing back in on Berserker on the Hanadier. Oh, slightly different line from Berserker there. Jardier and Leon getting close to each other again. We'll have a look at them in a minute. Oh, Dalking. Now this is the thing, I mean, they can pass each other a lot, depending on how well they, at what points they deploy their KERS battery, because, my god, the KERS energy just deploys like an absolute bomb going off. But it's very much punch and counter punch. There aren't all that many big breaking points here at Le Mans, so they can't charge the battery to any massive amount. Oh, having a look. And there was that Leon and... It was Leon and Jardier, not all that far behind them either. Yorkie is really struggling. Oh dear, that's not gone well for Dalking. That was very slow through the Nozan turn. That's an Aston. They're catching up to it. And Jezza is... Oh dear. Yeah, we did see that from Jezza. Rearranged Porsche. So, not gone well for you. He's going to be in there a good while. There is Lucas after his early stop. And the Audis are already kind of getting halfway in their fuel tank. So we'll see them in quite a number of times for fuel. Chardier and Leon have crossed swords many, many times. Was that someone? Oh, that's... oh, it's Crop that has gotten a little bit crossed up. Coming through... Where was that? That was Arnage. He's, whether he's just panicked and jumped out of the way, trying to get past the leaders, I do not know. Jardier and Leon. There, you can see Dalking. So something's gone horribly wrong for Dalking. As these guys then continue to work their way through the Porsche and Corvette curves. Anyone coming in? A little bit early really for a planned stop. And Chester's still there, which is not surprising considering how little of his car was left when he got there. Let's see what the lap times are. We know Berserkers is going to be pretty bad. 2:24, 3:16.8, 3:16.5 for Leon and Jardier, 3:16.1 for Berserker. Great effort there. Yorkie is quite some distance behind. He's 11 seconds almost behind Jardier, 3:24. So Jardier had Yorkie rather had a terrible lap. That was Jezza getting a little bit out of shape coming through the Dunlop. So he'll now same class to same class passing when it's under blue flag conditions. He will have to basically just get out of the way and can see that under normal circumstances, which he does. He just bleeds out of the throttle and through goes Yorkie from putting a lap on Jezza. And the faster class, slower class passing as I explained earlier. So there is the battle second, third and fourth. The camera just holding long enough to show through them. There's TBW and the Sol Porsche. Only three LMP2s remain. Joey still leads that class by about 5 seconds from Flaming Parrot, although Flaming Parrot did close in about 7/10 the last time around, so he's got some pace in that Honda-powered Ligier. And the other one is Astrid Aslan. Oops! You didn't fancy that bollard then. Fair enough. There is a Endurance Championship on the PS4. Details in the forums. We've got some more penalties. 5 seconds now for Dalking, 1 for Jardier, 2 for Empower, 2 for Jezza, and 1 for Astrid Aslani. Who's Jezza close to? He's on the back of Beppo, suppose he's trying to work his way past the field to return to the tail of the LMPs. Through he goes in the Porsche. And there is Astrid Aslani doing the same thing. Oh, this could be interesting. Ooh, is that Andrex? No, that's Crop. Here's what it looks like from Crop's perspective. You can't quite see the rearview monitor in the bottom right, but this is what it feels like to him. He's just minding his own business, keeping his line. He can bleed out the throttle if he so chooses to, but he doesn't need to. There goes the LMP1, and then the LMP2 pass as well. So that's why you've got to be very careful as the slower class to remain predictable, because when you're absolutely honing it up to the back of a GTE, you're gaining on them at a ludicrous amount of miles an hour or kilometers an hour. The last thing you want is for the GTE to try and be friendly and jump out of the way when what they've actually done is jump into your line of sight. Ooh, is that Dalkin getting held up by Empower? A little bit, but Empower couldn't really do anything about it coming through the forward curves. That's helped Leon catch a bit up with Dalking. Jardier's fallen a little bit off the back of that particular battle. Oops, was that someone in trouble? Saw some tyre smoke there. Was that just someone getting a bit crossed up? I didn't see anybody parked on the grass. Berserker's not too far ahead of that particular battle. So our top 4 separated by less than 10 seconds. Our first 20 minutes are done. 2 hours to go. Long, long way. Oh dear. That's Jezza having trouble again. I think he's got himself a corner cut warning there. The car looks like it's steering straight. Yeah, he's okay, just got himself a corner cut warning. Screaming Porsche on the Mulsanne. 319 from Berserker last time around, so he definitely did get held up behind the Corvette. Lost him a little bit of lead, but nothing he needs to worry about just yet, although there, right behind is Dalking. Oh, excuse me. An Audi 123 at the moment. Oh, look at that camera shot there. You see all 4 of our lead LMPs. Yorkie continues to fall off the back of this particular battle, so whatever setup he's running in the Toyota is not working for him. Not working for him at all. And then looking at our lap times for the GTEs, 353 for Empower, 355 for Andrex, as Jez has just gone past him. So again, that rather highlights the difference we saw in qualifying between the Corvette and the Aston. But interesting, Smolder doesn't seem to be able to replicate it, so whatever setup Empower is running, Smolder isn't running the same. Our order is right on Smolder's case now. Any possible battle then? You're not going to see a lot of fighting really this early in the race, but yeah, these are racing drivers at the end of the day. They're not just going to consider, unless they know they're very, very, very outmatched by the person that they're right with. It's unlikely they're going to put up too much of a fight, although Dalking and Leon have swapped positions. Leon is now up to second, so somewhere along the line it's gone wrong for Dalking. That's Flaming Parrot getting out of the way! Ooh, that was close. You've got to be so cautious. You've got to really be aware, as was rather proven there. It looked like Flaming Parrot anticipated one car being there, but not 2, and suddenly then the third one's flying. Oh no! It's Berserker. He's hit someone. Oh no! Our race leader has cracked one of the LMP2s. That's not Flaming Parrot. It's Joey. Joey and Berserker have come together in the Ford curves at the end of lap 8. Oh no! And they've passed the pit lane entrance as well, so if there's damage on the car, they may not have caused any particular damage. They may just kind of, you know, clunked into each other. May not be significant damage, but now Berserker down to 4th, and now it's a real scrap for the top 4. Get to the roof cam for Berserker. We can see that Dalking trying to get the lead back. Leon now in the lead. Not bad for your first endurance race with AOR. Great effort there. Oh dear, oh dear. Joey's not going to be a popular man for that. But speaking of debutant, Flaming Parrot up into the lead now, as we did lose LMP2 poleman right at the beginning. Oh, I think we actually lost him in the parade lap. I'm not sure he made it. And we've lost. Who have we lost? That's one of our LMP2s. It's Joey. Joey has gone. Oh dear. Now only 2 LMP2s are on the field. Flaming Parrot and Astrid Aslani. And Astrid Aslani is a good minute and 10 down the road. Oh, wow, that could have got that. That was Yorkie coming past. Yorkie was very quick to get back to the racing line. Dalking continues to chase Leon, but Berserker's fallen off the back of Jardier, so there may well be damage on Berserker's car. that is preventing him from getting the top end pace, but their fuel tanks are not particularly healthy at the moment. There's only 16 litres left in the Audis. What's 26 for the Toyota? Nearly the same for the Porsche. That's interesting. I was expecting there to be more in the Porsche than that. Here comes Dalkey. He wants that lead again. He thought better than to throw it on the inside of the turn preceding Indianapolis. Nope. Oh, that was going to be close. And now Dalking falling a little bit off the back of Leon. Leon just burning the battery on the exit Vardage. Jardier looming as well. It's going to be interesting. Let's see what Berserker does. Does he come in probably earlier than he would have liked to deal with the damage in the car? That is what I want to know. Oh no, Servalak blew up your car. That is a great shame. And he doesn't. Berserker does not come in. And Chardier is now nearly pushing Dalking through the four chicanes. Bit of Kerr's energy there. Chardier was quite conservative then. He didn't just dump it as soon as he came out of the last chicane. Long, long way to go, Berserk, and then getting back in on this action. Smolder and Marauder are close together. That's for third in the GTEs. Smolder's had a problem then because he was behind Andrex, so he's had a definite issue there. And TPW has just been passed by Astrid Islani in the Porsche. Let's keep an eye very much on our top LMPs. Hello, Austin, one of our great American commentators on the F1 side. Great to have you with us. Oh, look at Jardier. He's really keen to get on with it with Dalking. And then getting himself 1.5 seconds up front. Wouldn't that be great? The two ACR guys join for one race and take home the 1-2. They got a long, long way to achieve that. I'm keeping an eye on Smolder as well, because if Smolder's had a problem... Oh, that's not one in the corner, that Corvette. He's had trouble somewhere. The GTEs have got a mighty, mighty fuel tank, so they're not due in the pits for a long, long time yet. Oh, speaking of... Oh, no! M-Power! Huge, huge damage on the Corvette. That's going to give... And there goes Andrex to take the GTE lead. If Smolder, I think, has got to finish lower than 5th if Andrex wins, and Andrex will take the GT Championship. It's currently in Smolder's hands, but if he's got trouble, that could undo. But oh no, M-Power from a dominating position in the GTEs now finds himself falling through the field, now down to 5th as TPW goes through. But our top LMP still having their battle. Chardier on the back of Dalking. Smolder and Marauder have just been passed by Astrid Aslani. Oh dear, that's not going well for Dalking. Oh no! Don't do that! He tries to turn in, there's a wild Chardier appears. Berserker's watching on, hoping that they damage themselves. I wouldn't say they're dominating tonight, Austin. Andrex has just been gifted the lead from the Corvette, but long way to go. Long, long, long way to go as the first half an hour is done. A few more penalties on the board, I see. Oh no, M-Power's got himself. He didn't get a speeding in the pit lane, did he? No, that was 2 seconds. Nothing major there. Berserker's getting close to Dalking after that strange issue that Dalking's had. Is Dalking going to come in? No, he doesn't. But that gets very close between himself. Smolder now up to 3rd with M-Power's problem. And boom, there goes Berserker flying past Dalking. Dalking could have just opted to let him go. I'd be a little bit surprised because their tanks are getting very dry. Jade is already on the back of Leon. 3:14.4. Great lap then by Jardier. Oh, nearly taking the bollards there. Speaking of the Aston, there he is. What's his gap from himself to Marauder? That is about 7 seconds of lead that Aston has for himself. Smolder still hanging on to the back of Marauder. Actually, DPW's not far off the back. Oh, there goes Leon? No, I'm not sure who that was coming through. Now Dalking and Berserker have swapped again. The Audis have got to be coming in soon. I haven't actually been keeping an eye on how many litres per lap it tends to be. I think from memory is around about 3.5 to 4. So they could go one more from this stage, but it'll be interesting to see what they do. Look at that, 2x2 fights, first to second, third and fourth. I doubt there's going to be any team orders between certainly Leon and Jardier, as they haven't done the rest of the season. Absolute fair effort for them to be leading the way. Interesting that the fuel remaining on the thing at the top says 4, yet the speedo on the right says 7.5. Yeah. Pretty sure both of them are reading litres, so I don't know what that's about. Who is going to come into the pits first? I wouldn't be at all surprised. I mean, I think they've all got the same amount. 7.6, 6.6, 6.2. There's not a lot of difference between them. At very least, Berserker and Dalking will probably be coming in first. Jardier and Leon might risk doing another lap. Hello, Manu. We're down to 19. We started with 25. Excuse me. Smolder still is on the back of that M6. But if they're battling, that's going to allow Andrews to get further around. It's now 11.5 seconds for the GTE lead. Not really looking at the LMP2s because there's only a pair of them and they're nowhere near each other. As that's Nunu that flies past Flaming Parrot to jump back up into 9th overall. There is a minute between the two LMP2s. No to... Oh, hello. That's a slow-looking Leon. Then neither of them pitting. They are indeed risking another lap. No, it was not too far wrong with 4 litres. But I'm not surprised to see Dalking and Berserker come in. Oh, bless you, Manu. So Dalking and Berserker bring their cars in. That is not a shock in the slightest. Oh, Dalking got a speeding in the pit lane. I had a funny feeling he did. I don't know what made me think that, but Dalking's is giving himself another 10 seconds of penalties. Jardier is still pressuring for the race lead. What's Yorkie got on board? Yorkie's got another 15 litres, so he's fine for a while. These two can still push absolutely hell for leather until they get around another lap. So GTE's got 35 litres. They're good for quite some time. 12 seconds the lead between Andrex and now Smolder. So the Corvette has got ahead of the BMW now. Ooh, that's close from Marauder on the tail of the Corvette. He's having a look though. Keeping an eye on our leaders though. I wonder why the fuel thing on the onboard shot is completely different to what I see in the speedo. Because if it was 1 litre, for Jardier, considering where he is, I'd be very, very nervous. It has happened before. We had an exhibition race where my co-commentator for F1, Hamish Sopwith, actually took part. And bless him, he had a problem in the pit where his crew didn't come out. And he had to do an entire lap of Le Mans on a single litre. And he got all the way to the pit entrance before his car just ground to a hole. Jardier and Leon side by side into the Mulsanne turn. Well defended, Leon. I was right, there's definitely no team orders going on there. Jardier gaining. Is he going to have a look on the inside of Arnage? Oh, that's the Corvette. Ooh, that's Beppo. Jardier's getting close. He's now jumped out from behind. Leon, he's going to have the inside for Indianapolis. Is he going to? No, he doesn't go for it because he didn't have the inside for the next turn. Is he going to throw it on the inside of Arnage? No. No, he thinks better of that. He's basically just going to chase Leon into the pits. Now, Dalking and Berserker are going to have a bit longer pit stop because they had damage. We haven't seen Jardier and Leon, well, certainly haven't seen them slow down any, but we haven't seen them involved in any major incident. As Jardier backs off just a little bit. Yep, it's coming up no fuel on the onboard thing, so it's now air powered. He's got to come in this time. Surely both Leon and Jardier have to. Yep, they do. It's whether they've remembered. And of course they did. Now, it's going to be interesting to see where they come out in relation to Dalking Berserker. Yorkie, there he is. Hasn't been on the same pace as everyone else, but of course he has got a different fuel strategy to the rest. Well, say to the rest of the Audis, because he's got a bigger tank. Oh, fair shout there, Austin. And Jardier destroys. Jardier's in the lead. Jardier can say he's led the race. Yorkie, however, is going to take that back over in the Toyota with another 10.9 on the board. Where's Dalking? He is just coming through the Corvette curves. Do we know where he is? Oh, what a quick stop from Leon. Full tank of fuel. Where's Jardier? Is he going yet? Not yet. He's going to be the first of the Audis to come out. Leon's already ahead of him, so that... Oh, that's going to be close, and Leon's out! Leon has actually jumped Dalking. That's exactly what I thought, because of there being damage on Dalking's car. Jardier was in there a very long time. Tyres, I would imagine. All P-Cars measurements, yeah. So Jardier has either had damage, or I suspect he has actually had a change of tyres. Interesting strategy then from Mr. Honzik. He was in there a very, very long time. He does actually beat Berserker out, interestingly. There is the Berserker. 7 seconds behind Jardier. Wow, that really has gone wrong for Berserker. Ooh, that's one way to come through the Dunlop curves. New leader then is the Toyota of Yorkie. Leon takes second with a fresh fuel tank. Dalking, of course, I put him on a slightly different strategy then to Leon and Berserker, so it's going to be really, really interesting to see how that pans out. Jardier taking tyres. I thought he was, considering how long he was in the pits for. Still came out in fourth, though. That's an Aston. He's going to either Andrex or Crop. That's Crop. He's catching up to Flaming Parrot. Oh, wow. Crop and Empower. That's how badly it's gone for our dominating Corvette. He's now in from our GTE poleman, no less. Oh, you've got to feel sorry for Empower. We didn't see the incident, but it's gone horribly wrong for him. The lead LMP2. Flaming Parrot brings his car in. Marauder is still on the tail of Smolder. Interesting. Andrex, the quickest GTE out there at the moment with that 354.1, or was last time around. Now has 14.5 seconds or so between himself and Smolder. Smolder still in the pound seat as far as the GTE Championship is concerned, as Smolder is ahead on points. And if Andrex wins, Smolder must finish, I believe, if my maths is right, he has to finish 5th or higher. If Andrex is 2nd, it's 6th or higher, I believe. I'm sure someone can correct me on that one. Who's Nuno got for company? He's got Jezza for company. The Audi on the back of the Porsche. That's a battle for the tail honours in the LMP1s. There's a battle for 8th. Oh, Nuno. Oh, that was very Oh, yeah, Nunu was not happy about that at all. Oh, no, you can't put someone in a spin. Oh, wow, there will be words said about that. Goodness. Jezza is not happy about that. I wouldn't be at all surprised if he retired, and he does. Oh, he will be furious about that. Oh, dear, oh, dear. It must be very hard to just maintain your lines, maintain your own kind of sense of timing when you've got someone this close to, particularly, you know, Smolder being the GTE Championship leader. Marauders had some really good results as well this season. So it must be very hard not to just push that little bit too hard, or harder than you really should. But they have been together for quite a long time, those two. What's Yorkie's fuel? Oh, Yorkie's getting a little close to the wind on fuel. He's on the Hanardier, so surely he's going to come in this time. He's got 21 seconds, 2 seconds between himself and Leon. That will not be enough to maintain the lead. Brzezinski is in with only 3 litres left of the tank, so I plan to stop them for the Porsche. Fair enough. In 6th position. What's Lucas like? Lucas has only got 4 litres, so he might risk going on. We've seen that with the lead Audis. They were able to do another lap with that much fuel on board. What does he do? That will be... Yep, as our Alamori, our guest M6 driver. And he comes in. I thought he would. I thought Lucas would come in with that much fuel on board. Nunu continuing along his way. Quite a very, very long way behind, 2 minutes, so you know, 3/4 of a lap behind Lucas there, so he's not going to be gaining a position anytime soon, but you never know what can happen in the remainder of the race. We now have 18 cars remaining in this race, and still Marauder and Smolder in that particular battle. Bear with me 1 second. Whilst we're talking about fuel for the cars, I'm having some fuel for myself. I have a fresh flagon of Iron Brew next to me, my good lady. Also bringing me a sandwich. I make no apology whatsoever for having a munch whilst doing an Endurance League commentary. Where's Yorkie? Did he come in? Yeah, well, he's got to. He's only got 2 litres left. And in he comes. That's Crop, I believe. Nope, that's Andrex. Oh, that must be terrifying. Unsurprisingly, neither of them pitting. Yorkie does. From the lead, with only 1.8 left in the tank. Your calculations worked. Indeed, Austin. Oh dear, Skarky. That's going to be an interesting one for the stewards to unpick. If that is true, resetting the track is banned, and that's banned for that very reason. So the stewards are going to have a fun time with that one. Knocking in there a while. Of course, the Toys are having a bigger fuel tank. That's going to put him down to 5th, which is about where he was before our Audis pitted. Dalkin gained 2.2 seconds on Leon that time around. And that one, 1:16? That would be amazing. 3:16.4. And 3:18.6 for Leon. Ooh, getting very squirrely. Oh no, Dalking. No. That's not going to work for you. There's Jardier. He's nearly 10 seconds behind Dalking. What's going on there? He just had a bad run through the back markers, I wonder. Steady, Jardier, you can't push the Aston along. Well, you could, but I wouldn't recommend it. Every time I sort of look at others, I still come back to this battle. Does look like Smolder gets away from the M6 initially, and then Marauder just reels him back in through the twisty bits. So, but there's not all that many twisty bits here in Le Mans. Oh no, 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 no. Well held, Marauder. That looked like it was going to be horrible moment there on that second chicane, but he held it well. Oh yes, thank you, MJ. Yes, of course he did. And I will probably forget that as the race goes on as well. He hit it quite early for tyres, but you can see the darkness is descending. Ooh, Jardier getting a little twitchy. I wonder if Jardier's done it a little early. I think most other people are probably going to pit in the nighttime hours to capitalise on the lower temperatures. Oh, that must have been quite a scary moment. That was Yorkie coming through. Our sole surviving Toyota. So Marauder looks a bit stronger coming through this particular section. And then the Corvette. That's Astrid Aslani. He still had 10 litres on. Interesting, he decided to come in early. Might be having a tyre change early before darkness descends. Interesting tactic. Oh, there's the other LMP2. Around about 5 seconds separates Leon and Dalking now. Yes, indeed, Dalking does indeed have 16 seconds worth of penalties because he got a few corners, but he got a big old 10-second for speeding in the pit lane. That's how the penalty chart stands. 16 for Dalking, 3 for Jardier, 2 for Berserker, 1 for Lucas, 1 for WhatsApp, which is Astrid Aslani, 1 for Smolder, and 2 for Embauer. Long stop then for Aslani, so he's either got some damage on there, which could well do. I mean, the physical, you know, the cracks on the windscreen, some parts don't change. Nunu's in with a very empty tank, so more of a schedule stop for him. And still that M6 is chasing the Corvette. Marauder 3/10 quicker this time. Which of course is next to nothing over a nearly 4-minute lap, I grant you. And now Aslani gets underway. He's the second of our 2 LMPs. Longy way behind Flamey Parrot. There is Yorkie. He was just mind his own business there. And he finds himself about 12 seconds behind Berserker. 43 seconds behind the leader now. So I do wonder whether Yorkie's main hope really is fuel strategy. True, Colonel McCoy, but there's a big gap between the two at the moment. No, it's a big gap. It's 11 seconds, which is nothing in Le Mans terms. I'm well aware of that. One hour 30 remains here at Le Mans, and Krop is in. A little bit early. Well, I say early. He could have done one more lap. That's going to signal a bit of a flood for our GTEs, I would imagine. Indeed. There's the other Aston with 8.8, 8.9 for Smolder, 10.2 for Marauder, so he might risk doing another lap. He's reminding Smolder he's still there. I'd highly doubt Smolder's forgotten. TBW 10.3. Beppo 11.3. I haven't had much of a chance to look at him for a while. Empower, of course, on a bit of a different strategy because of him pitting at a very different time to the rest. He's now a long way ahead of Crop. He's got 15 seconds to close down to Beppo. Crop is in, as we've mentioned, and Hazar Alamori has got 12 litres on, so it would not be at all surprising to see a bit of a stampede of our GTEs coming in. Is that Leon? Nope. It's difficult to tell. Nunu? No. Wasn't Lucas. Nope, don't know which Audi that was. They all look the same. Oh, Leon lost. Gained rather 1.5 seconds on Dow King that time. Who knows, Louis? That's going to be the big question, isn't it? Is if the rain falls when you've just come out of the pits with a full tank. But then it also depends how hard it falls. We've had it before where we're expecting the rain, and it came, but it came like 5 laps from the end. So some people did swap onto rain tyres, but it didn't fall heavy enough to really take advantage of that. Ooh, 354.6 for Andrex last time around, and our Andrex leader, our GTE leader, comes in. Smolder and Marauder coming in tandem. TBW, what does he choose to do? Oh, he's going to lead our GTE field. I'm curious to see which way round the Corvette and the M6 come out. And TBW leads. Pretty sure I'm correct to say the first time in the season he's led the GTE field. Andrew Schwartz is going to come back out. Beppo in. Yeah. Of course, Andreas was going to come back out in front of the others. One of the other GTEs. Smolder's back underway, and so is Marauder, but I think Smolder got away earlier than Marauder did. Smolder take on less fuel. He did. Interesting. Beppo comes to rest. So now Smolder's right with Andrex. He took on a little bit less fuel. That'll help him initially close in on Andrex. And Empower, of course, won't pit this time around. There is the GTE pole man. Even still 357. He's quite a way off the pace from where he was previously. Marauder has shown constant 355, so I wouldn't be at all surprised if the M6 easily gets past. And that's not an easy sentence to say, easily gets past Empower, considering how strong he's been. And how strong he was in quali as well. But I say quali is fairly redundant in endurance racing by and large. Darkness well and truly descending now. Anyone that's used to running in colder temperatures will be used to this. Smolder and Andrex separated by 4.3 seconds now. Astrid Aslani on the back of TBW. Well, he's not going to have too much of a trouble. Yeah, flash to the lights. That is correct. And Azar Alamori is in. Schedule stuff for him in the M6. With only 5.4 litres still on board. Does look like the Corvette is beginning to stretch his legs a little bit. From the back of Marauder. Quick note of trivia. My computer's been relocated in my house. The only downside is it's cold down here. I'm having to shuffle a jumper on. I know I'm a bear. I do have a fair amount of blubber for insulation, but even I need help sometimes. Right. So as our Alamori reduced, he's going to be at the back of the field again. It does look like Empower's starting to get back into a stride as he's beginning to get a bit more of a gap between himself and the chasing M6. That's Smolder just... It is. So that's 3rd, 4th and 5th in short succession in the GTEs. So Corvette and BMW. Ooh, Lucas and Brzancic are close. That's Audi Porsche. TBW brings his Porsche in. Oh, you were flying a bit close to the win there, my friend. Wow. The Porsche comes in then to take on a full tank of fuel. My God, 0.6 of a litre. Ooh-wee. Mighty, mighty close. Lucas chasing Brzancic. Ooh, that's Azar Alamori. Let's stay with this particular battle as race leader. Does this come in? Yeah, that's Leon. Oh, he got stuck behind Smolder there. Let's stay with this battle then for a few, as that is going to be interesting to see how the two Corvettes manage each other. It does look like Empower is really starting to get back into the stride. Lucas and Brzancic have swapped positions. I'm not surprised as Lucas was 6 seconds quicker. Oh, as Marauder's giving himself a time penalty now. Oh, that's Dalking and Jardier this has gone past. Jardier with those fresh tyres on has closed back in. Whoa, 3:15.8 for Jardier. Mr. Honzik comes alive again. So his new tyres are certainly going to be helping him in the short term. As whether they'll last. What's he going to do? As he's got, I'm assuming that's Andrex. It is. That's the GT leader of Andrex. Oh, Jardier dies on the inside of Dalking. I think Dalking was probably focusing a bit on the Aston. And Jardier flies through on the inside before that second chicane. But here comes Dalking again. I was going to try and get on board with Andrex, but I was too slow with that one. Empower has gotten past Smolder. Well, Empower not wasting any time. Back up to second then, considering that huge incident that he had earlier on. Look like Smolder's got an answer at the moment to Empower, but Jardier and Dalking still having their battle. Dalking getting back ahead of Jardier. Now Jardier's nosed ahead. Oh, has he gone a bit deep coming into Indianapolis? Wow, he had to snap that one round. And back up into second then for Jardier. Oh, Dalking deep coming through Arnage. Now Jardier is going to start running off after Leon. Amazing pace by Jardier at the moment. Keeping up with our battle of the Corvettes. If Empower's rediscovered his lost pace, then he'll be wanting that GTE lead back. Oh, here comes another one of the LMPs. Can't see who that is. That's got to be Berserker. Yes. Oh, that's got to be scary, going around the outside of one of the Porsche curves, or indeed the Corvette curves as well. You've got to think at some point that's going to be wet. And from what I gather, it's going to potentially be very wet. Smolder is losing the back of Empower as well. We've just seen the LMP weave his way through that particular pack. And it's not just dark, it's not just lack of sunlight you see in the air, that's a lot of cloud. And if earlier predictions are right, we should be seeing the rain in around about 20 minutes. But how long for and how heavy would it be? That's going to be the golden questions. Smolder now losing the back of Empower. Empower and Andrex within the same tenth of a second. It's amazingly impressive considering it's a 3:56 lap time. We'll see what our penalties stand at. Much the same as what we left them, so everyone's seemingly behaving themselves now. No one with any major penalties now on the board. Or since the last time we looked. There is Jardier now 2 seconds ahead of Dalking, and he's smelling blood. He wants to go after Leon. Now I was saying that Jardier, I think, has changed his tyres too early, but he could well have actually timed that perfectly well. About 25 laps remain, you reckon, Austin? That's a fair shout, because we are fast approaching the halfway stage in this race now, and he's on lap 20, so you're not going to be far wrong, if at all, with that prediction. Another 7.5 minutes till the halfway stage, and then we'll get 2 done in that. And there is our leader. You can see on the map only a few cars on the lead lap, which of course is all part of endurance racing as well. That's not a major revelation. No one in immediate close combat. Even with this pack having dispersed now, does look like Marauder seems not to be quite at one with his car in the colder temperatures. Because with it being 10 times weather progression, I'm assuming that the track temperature will change pretty dramatically. Now Smolder had a quicker stop than Marauder last time, and Smolder taking on a bit less fuel. What did he take on? 10 litres less. There's 2 laps here. Ish. Well, 2.5 at a stretch. Assuming the GTEs are doing about 4 litres a lap, same as the LMPs are. And again, our Audis are starting to get towards the bottom end of their fuel tanks, so it's not going to be too long. Again, we're working on 3.5 litres a lap. That's only another 4 laps left in the tank of Leon the sick one. Before we'll see him in again. And slightly less on Jardier's car. Berserker, slightly less still. Berserker and Dalking came in a lap earlier than Leon. That's a point. Dalkin and Yorkie are running traction control. No one else in the top few is. Oh, Smolder! What's happened to you? Oh dear, it's Smolder in our championship leader. Our GTE championship leader has had a problem somewhere in the Porsche curves. Doesn't feel the need to pit, so may not have hit anything. There aren't any leaders nearby, so that's an unforced error then from Smolder. Unless Empower's had a problem, and looking at the lap times, he certainly hasn't. Oh wow, Andrex lost 3 seconds, over 3 seconds to Empower. last lap alone, so that didn't go well for the GTE leader. It's only 4.5 seconds or just over between the Aston and the Corvette. There's M-Power now getting back into the rhythm and charging forth. That'll be the drive of the day for the GTE class if he, having had that major accident and still takes the class win. That would be absolutely stunning effort on his part. He's got a long way to go though. Let's see how our top guys are doing. Very true, Austin. Very true. The car looks fairly undamaged, so he'll be pressing on. Obviously, as we saw, he didn't feel the need to come in. A few more bollards have disappeared from there. There's Marauder, and he's not losing drastic amount of times to him since that incident, so that car looks in pretty good shape. There's no grass out there, so he could have gotten loose. He could have gone onto the grass before coming to rest on the outside of that turn. Yeah, I see what you mean there, Rustin. There is a bit of grass on the inside. Could have taken the apex a little too tight. I thought Leon was coming in for a second then. Was that a little early? .3:16.234 for the leader. 3:15.159, so another 1.1 seconds for Chardier. I wouldn't be so surprised if there's softer tyres on his car as well. They'll be in again in the next couple of laps. Dalking 3:22. 3:19 for... Oh, Berserker hasn't crossed the line here. Berserker has really fallen off the back of Dalking now. 3:22, a disastrous lap for Dalking there. 3:16.0, so a pretty decent lap there for Berserker. Getting a mighty 6 seconds on Dalking last time. Toyota 3:17.7. And Crop is in again. Oh, that'll be why. He's had another incident. That doesn't want to steer straight, that car. I think it's a flash out of frustration. And certainly with 67 litres on the clock, in the tank rather. Oh dear. Not going well then for Crop. He's still 3 minutes ahead of Azar, so nothing to worry about as far as that 7th position is concerned. Ooh, what was that? Oh, M-Power is actually in the GTE lead. My goodness. That changed hands quick. That's Azar that you saw in the M6 there, but goodness me. M-Power is just monster. There you can just see Marauder. Oh, there's a problem for Andrex. He's very, very slow. He's got to be coming in yet. Oh, what a shame for Andrex. He's had an issue of some description. It doesn't look damaged from what we can see, but that doesn't look like a happy Aston. The damage is okay, but he's got 60 odd, nearly 70 litres. That's both the Astons that have been in at a strange time. Oh, Andrex. Oh, what might have been. There is TPW, but he's not on the same lap as Andrex, I believe. Or is he? No, he might be actually, because the timing does go a bit strange. That was really quick from Andrex there. So if there was damage, it was very little. How curious. He's filled up the fuel tank, so he's forcing himself onto a different fuel strategy to the rest. Very, very odd. Chardier's getting very close to Leon now. Less than 4 seconds between the two. As we have crossed the halfway stage now. And well into the night. The sky totally, totally black. Oh, who was that coming in? It was Flaming Parrot. Yeah, 20 litres in there, sir, so... Not a scheduled one, I imagine. Oh! Yeah, missed that one. Sorry, Parrot, we saw it. 3:14.7 for Jardier. Good grief, what a stunner. Dow King is in. Ah, he only had 3.5 litres left. Berserker's going to come in as well, yep. Now, the top two will be in this time around, but there's not going to be a lot between them. It looks amazing in the daylight, but there is a certain majesty about watching these guys drive at this kind of speed in the dark. It looks even more amazing on the yellow. Okay, without a cracked windscreen, let's go for Smolder. That bright yellow lights scheme going on in the Corvette does look pretty amazing. There's Marauder actually in second. Yeah, very curious about Andrex's position there. As you can see, he wasn't in the pits that long. Interesting. Maybe he just felt that the numbers didn't quite work as far as fuel strategy was concerned. Looking at that incident we saw with Nunu earlier in the race, I can't help but feel that that was Nunu's fault for sort of swiping back across the track like that and putting Jezza into the wall. But we will see what the stewards have to say about that post-event. There is Leon. There he is. Flash the lights, I am coming through. You're allowed to flash your lights to indicate you're lapping someone. The Porsche well and truly getting out of the way. Oh, the Aston getting a little bit. Is that Crop or Andrex? It's actually Andrex. There goes one of them. There's the Porsche. There he is. Brzanczyk? Yep. That was Brzanczyk coming through in 7th. There's Jardier. Our second place man now less than 3 seconds. Putting himself in the lead. Yorkie 46 seconds behind the pair of them. Surely they've got to come in our top two. Don't try and pass him, Jardier. There we go. Now Jardier at least has a bit of a kind of a prompt from Leon ahead of him. It's on near identical fuel strategy, so when Leon comes in, Jardier just has that reminder. Flash to the lights. You're not really supposed to do that, but you're in the pits. You know what's really going to go wrong there. You're not allowed to flash the lights as a distraction method, but you know what are you going to distract coming into the pit lane? Indeed, Endless. We should see Jardier having a pretty quick stop. Leon may well opt to go for new tyres at this stage. No, he does not. And out they come then. So neither taking on tyres, both of them getting on fuel, getting on full tanks. Beppo's in. Oh dear. You've had an argument with something fairly solid there, Beppo. At least they do fix up your headlights. Kinda crucial at this stage in the game. Keeping an eye on Andrex to see what his lap time is when he comes around again. So very curious on his strategy. But Jardier is maintaining that pace less than, or around about 3 seconds behind. Hello Jess, good to see you. One of our Xbox commentary stars. Good to have you in the chat, and thank you to those that have been with us throughout the stream. A pleasure to have you along for the ride, even at times like this when there's not a lot of wheel-to-wheel going on. I'm very curious to see how Jardier closes in that gap. So Leon's been on those tyres since the start of the race. It's quite clearly costing him pace, but he's going to be hanging on, as most are, I think, for when the rain comes. That was a odd... Unless Leon had a slowdown warning, that was a kind of a strange blip from Leon there. It looked a little bit strange. And of course, allows Jardier to close in to within 2 seconds now. Or within 3 seconds at least, after the braking zones. I'm entirely certain who that is. Oh, it is! It's Yorkie right behind them. Of course, Yorkie in the Toyota's got a much bigger fuel tank, so he hasn't really had the pace to challenge the Audis. Oh, that's a little bit fidgety coming through the Mulsanne turn. But you never know, he won the opening round of this season by playing the fuel strategy. That did rely on Endless getting the numbers slightly wrong and needing a splash and dash in the final lap of Monza. And Yorkie, by his own admission, that was exactly how he got that one. Whoa, that's well held, sir. Caught the apex there at Arnage and just drifted the Audi around. They are not built for that, so brilliantly held by Jardier there. Into the Porsche goes once again for our lead pair. Less than 2 seconds separates them. There is Leon. There is Jardier. Yorkie is 4 seconds behind them. In third, is that Andrax coming in? Yeah. If you want to know what it feels like to be blasted past by an LMP, that's what it looks like. Also, I want to see what Andrax's time is this time around. Leon 3:57, of course that's outlaps for both of those. Andrax on a 3:55.3. So he's the quickest GTE out there. Unless he opted to change tyres. And again, strange timing if that's what he was doing. Oh, it's getting close now between the two ATR drivers. Well, we are joined by an F1 veteran. It's OMG's Joe. Welcome to you. Oh, excuse me. A good point there, Jess. Happy Thanksgiving to our American counterparts. That's our tail GTE. That's our... Oh, Jardier getting very, very close into the first chicane. Oh, he got a little bit squirrely trying to come out of that. Continues to put the pressure on though. How much is Leon going to fight him off? There's still an hour to do. Jardier not going for a move into the second chicane. Would be Beppo, I believe. Yeah, it must be if Crop. The last one. Oh no, Beppo! That wasn't Beppo we just saw, but that's gone horribly wrong into the Porsche curves. So therefore that's small that they're coming up to. Here's Leon. And there goes Jardier. Jardier again looking to do something to relinquish Leon of the lead. And Lucas is in. I'll check up on him in a minute. And Leon is not making that easy for Jardier in the slightest. There goes Marauder. Reminder. Oh, that was close. Marauder very nearly collecting Leon there. Standard stop then for Lucas. Fair enough. Oh, Jardier looks a little bit deep coming into the early part of the Porsche curves. No, sorry, middle part of the Corvette curves, beg your pardon. And still, Leon not willing to let Jardier go, and we're starting to see the sun come up. Now, if initial predictions of rain are as they were, we should be seeing that in the next 10 to 20 minutes. There's our GTE leader. And power. Jardier is still looking to keep that pressure on. He does not want to let Leon go, although he lost a couple of seconds. Sorry, a second and a half did Jardier from Leon, so he did have the lead briefly. And then wasn't able to capitalise on it. Oh, surely this is job done before they get to the first braking zone. Leon taking that defensive line. In the slipstream. Oh, Leon could hold it. Oh, well defended by Leon there. He was confident he could hold that. Dumps the battery on the exit of the dumps the battery on the exit of the chicane. Not sure who that is. Just ahead. No, Jardier doesn't gain enough to make a difference going into the next chicane. All of a sudden, oh, that's Crop. Oh dear. Now, whether Crop kind of panicked or whether he had an incident on his own is uncertain. It's quite easy to do if you've got the leaders bearing down on you. It can kind of make you lose concentration for a brief moment. This is a fascinating battle between the ACR pair. Again, absolute full respect to them for just jumping in and being right at the sharp end. Less than an hour to go now. Jardier making himself known in Leon's mirrors. But equally, if Jardier is on... If Jardier is on the softer tyres, has he burnt the best out of them, I wonder? Well, I mean, that would be fairly academic if the rain is due in the next 20 minutes. And Andrex is gaining on TBW. There's the Porsche, there's the Aston. They're a little bit too far apart for Andrex to make a move at the moment. That is for position. And again, last time around, Andrex being the quickest GTE. A good couple of seconds as well. He's surely not going to try something under the beginning of the 4 chicanes. And indeed does not. Many times. Oh, has TBW had a problem? No, I thought he'd probably let the Aston go because Andrex was quite a way behind Porsche last time we looked, but you know, he's let him go. You realistically know who you're fighting, and it won't serve you to try and defend against people you're not going to realistically keep behind you. It's just going to cost both of you time. So our drivers spared the rain in the night. That would have been interesting. Through Tetra Rouge. On to the Jardier once again. And Jardier this time a little bit too far back to keep the pressure on Leon coming into that first chicane. Look at the lap times. Leon with a 317, Jardier 321. Oh, is he giving himself a penalty? He did. Jardier. 3:14.4. Jardier the only man to get into the 3:14s. I mean, that does add more pressure to Jardier to perform, you know, to undo that particular penalty. The yellow Corvette staying out of the way of that one. Oh, Jardier had to get out of that a little bit to not slam into the back of his compatriot. What's up? Brings his car in with 5 litres left in the tank. Schedule stop then for our second LMP2. Of course, these guys not long being in the pits, so they don't have to worry about such things. What GTE's got? Oh, our GTE's going to be in again soon. Oh, mine. No, beg your pardon. I was just thinking, no, Empower will be, because of course he had that big incident. Any wonder he's pressing on so hard. 3:54.8 from Andrex, so he's really pressing on to the Aston. So the gap between the GT lead there, between Andrex and Empower, 40 seconds, give or take. Oh, Jardier really hustling Leon now, side by side. What's going to happen as they come into the Porsche curves? No, Leon's going to dive in. Leon back in the lead, then surely not going to be side by side coming through the Porsche curves. Oh no, there's a impact between the two. Oh, what a save from Leon. Wow. Jardier, of course, allowing Leon back up. Quick flash to the lights. And on they go. That was really gonna. It was only ever really gonna go wrong as Nunu brings his car in. Oh, is he had another incident? Oh, now someone's saying it's raining. I can hear it. It feels like you can hear it as Brzancic is in. And Yorkie is in. Yorkie's got a near empty tank along with Brzancic, so planned stops for them. I can't see any rain yet. That doesn't mean it isn't there. You can just start to see a little bit of it. Yeah, it's starting to fall. Whoever made that prediction with 50 minutes to go, you were absolutely spot on. Yep, you can hear it's now starting to fall. You can't particularly see it. Not really enough light from that camera angle. Oh, that's going to be painful for those that have just come in, as they're not going to be wanting to touch the wet tyres yet. It's going to be very costly for them. Most of the GTE runners are pretty heavy, but Empower is going to hurt because he's got to come in. He's got to come in now. Oh, is that Crop coming in as well? Yep, so Crop's coming in. He's surely not switching to the wets now. He's still got 34 litres in tow. Oh, it's decision time. Well, I wouldn't say it is decision time yet, because if it's only just started to fall, they've got a long way to go before rain tyres become a consideration. But with 50 minutes still on the clock, it's going to fall enough to force them into having to use those tyres. They're not going to be able to brave the slick tyres for the next 50 minutes when it's raining. I wouldn't have thought, anyway. For a good 20 minutes, probably. So those that have just been through the pits will have to come in again. Our top two really in the driving seat at the moment. Also, Mulsanne is a pretty... Le Mans is a pretty big place. So it will rain in one area of the track before it rains in the other. That's something else our drivers are going to have to bear in mind. All the while, it's going to start to get a little slippery out there as this race progresses. Then Power comes out in 5th place. Then, oh, there goes Jardier again. And Jardier has taken the lead. Leon didn't look like he put up too much of a fight for that one. rather than the side-by-side effort coming through the Porsche curves last time around. Now, will Jardier try and run off? Will Leon let him go? Only time will tell. Are they going to come in yet? I can't imagine they will. Nope. Far too early. Far, far, far too early to be thinking about swapping the tyres. The rain's going to have to get a lot thicker before, a lot heavier before they're going to have to start worrying about it, but it is definitely there. When you switch to the onboard, you can see it is beginning to fall. But, so Jardier and Leon playing their strategies brilliantly, so that makes Jardier's early tyre stop absolutely legendary. Oh, excuse me. Because he's gone on to what would seem to be the softer rubber and utilised them perfectly before the rain came. What a stunning strategy call from Jardier. But now we're also going to see how well people can handle cars with slick tyres on slippery tracks. Well, not just yet. That will come in the next probably 2 to 3 laps. Let's have a quick have a look at the penalties. Berserker now up to 5. Not a great deal of difference across the board. I think what's up now up to 4. Not much change across the board there. Last thing I was going to do is going to look at the GTE. I'm not paying a great deal of different attention rather to our LMP2s, but like I say, there are only 2 of them and they're a long way apart. So that's why I really haven't looked at them. They are about 30 seconds apart. So that's why I haven't paid too much attention to them. Who's Smolder with a 54.9? Andrews with a 53.4. Crikey, I missed that. Unsurprisingly, Empire with a 51.0. But his strategy's gone completely undone with that early pit stop he had to take. And of course he's going to have to come in again because of the tyre situation he's going to face. Well, speaking of our LMP2s, there's one of them. That's Astrid Islani. Far off the back, is he? It's only actually 20 seconds behind Flaming Parrot, so our 2 LMP2s could cross swords before too long. Wow, 2.7 seconds, nearly 3 seconds now between Jardier and Leon. Ooh, wow. How close was that? That was crop that very nearly came a cropper. Sorry, it was Allard. Oh! Oh dear. Crop bouncing off the wall there. Wow, Andres up to 3rd on the back of Smolder. Andres has been on absolutely blistering pace since his last pit stop. He wants the Le Mans win. He wants that GTE victory. And you can't blame him. But if he has an inkling that M-Power is out of kilter as far as strategy is concerned, any wonder he's been pushing so hard. Luke is in again. Surely people aren't coming onto the wets already. Again, we're not seeing any standing water. The rain hasn't been falling long enough for it. It's possible. I'd say that they're jumping the gun a bit, but then I'm not an endurance racer. I don't pretend to know the thinking. And already, look at that! Andrix has got him. Smolder had absolutely no answer to that charging Aston. Like we said before, Smolder has to fall a long way back to lose the championship, so he's still in the pound seat as far as the GTE title is concerned. Wow, that was a really short stop for Lucas. I cannot see that he's taken tyres. Alar's been in there a while, but then he's taken 101 litres. That might see him to the end. And that rain is not really... It's falling. But it's not gathering into it. It's where... Now, what I've been informed is that particularly the Corvette curves, I believe, get very, shall we say, interesting when it comes to the rain. Chardier leaving Leon for dead. Whether it's the lack of light or whether it's the camera angle, I don't know, but I really can't see the rain. I can hear it, but I cannot see it. Oh, I just saw a tiny bit there. But when you're on board with the driver, you can see it beginning to... Oh, if you go on board with Chardier, you can see in certain conditions, you can see that, you know, tiny flicks of rain. You can hear it hitting the car. But surely the slick tyres at the moment are still the ones to be on. That's TPW getting royally out of the way. Not wanting to be anywhere near the race leader. Is Jardier showing any interest in the pits? I shouldn't think he would be. You can hear one of the Corvettes in the distance. No, unsurprising. He is not interested in that at all. Oh, steady, Jardier! Don't throw it away now. That could have gone a little, it could have gone a bit better for him. Smolder. Smolder is struggling. Another 402 for the Corvette. Andrews gained 5 seconds on Marauder. He'll be with him in 3 laps at that rate. Well, there's what's up. And that would actually put Andrex back in the class lead. Of course, with M-Power being right down there in 15th. Not time for M-Power. 404. Nunu in again. Oh dear. Ah, he's starting to use his windscreen wipers. Is he deciding to change tyres? It is possible. Not much fuel to go in there. They only have 50. Well, there you go. The fuel's done. So that's either a tyre change or repairs for Nunu. Oh, it's a retirement. Nunu has called it a day. Another of our NMP1s fall. Only 7 left. Half of our field at one point was NMP1s. Crop is in. Oh dear. Crop's had an argument with something very solid, as that car is not wanting to go straight. The rain is really nothing to worry about right now. Can't even see it in Crop's point of view. But the more it falls, the more slippery the track's going to get. It's certainly more of a problem at that end. The Malzahn corner end. That's one of the Beamers. Is that Marauder? That's the GT class leader. Marauder feels the need to put his wipers on. So towards, you know, the Malzahn corner, Indianapolis Arnage, that side of the track is starting to really sit. And there now you can definitely see it in the camera. That's really becoming a problem at this end. So again, another factor that our drivers are going to bear in mind is that half the track could be absolutely bone dry and ruining the wet tyres, whereas at this end, very much not the case. Yeah, that's going to get very wet very quickly at that kind of pace, because the track's still pretty cold. But that's going to be real terrifying. Slick tyres as the track's starting to get damp through the Porsche and Corvette curves. You've got to have some stones to go through that at full crank. Jardier is starting to back off, actually, coming through the tail end of the Corvette curves. You're going to start seeing the lap times really start to come down. Yeah, not surprised he's not coming in yet. I think he's going to hang on until he needs to come in for fuel. Because we're now starting to see the rainfall at this end. But again, nowhere near hard enough to force. We've lost somebody else. Now down to 16. We've lost Crop. We've lost one of our GTEs. Finally, one of our GTEs falls. Marauder is in. Andrex chooses not to at the moment. Marauder had a lot less fuel on than Andrex did. Oh, of course, Andrex came in for that extra stop, didn't he? Now, that's almost certainly going to be a tyre change, I'd have thought. But I still think you've done it too early. Now Jardier is getting to a point where he's got enough lead that overcomes his 6-second penalty. Dalking's added another one to his penalty count. So Jardier is getting the gap he needs. We finally lose one of the GTEs. As mentioned, Crop has gone. Our second Aston is out. Marauder now gets underway. Doesn't take a full tank, but I don't think he needs to, with only 38 minutes remaining. If the rain doesn't get much heavier, I reckon a number of people are going to chance staying on the slicks. It looks pretty bad, though, at this end. As the light starts to get more, as the sun begins to rise. The sun is still out, interestingly. So there may be something to stay on the slicks, you know. What a stunning drive, though, from Andrex, considering he had that extra stop. And he's just absolutely charged like a madman to get back up to the GTE lead. And M-Power has not rediscovered his previous form. But then if the track's starting to get real slippery, that might be why. There is Marauder. Smolder in second, 16 seconds behind Andrex. He will still take the GTE title from there. Still all to play for as far as the championship is concerned. Oh, Smolder, steady. That's Yorkie, I assume. Yep, our sole Toyota. His teammate Warntime we lost him very early in the race. That's got to be so disheartening. Le Mans, the prestigious endurance race that it is, you practice so many hours for it and die within. Well, some people, you know, had a crash in the transition from quali to race. I mean, my heart goes out to the people that had that technical difficulty. And Power closing back in on Marauder. That's a difficult screen to look through. There's grip out there still, guys. It doesn't look like Marauder's got any real answer to that Corvette. We've said that before, and it looks like it's going to be the case again. There he goes. I would imagine M-Power is definitely going to be one of these people that will chance staying on the slicks to the end, considering he's completely out of kilter with everybody else as far as sort of pit stop strategy is concerned. Andrex is running real close to the fuel amount. He's going to have to either do a splash and dash or have to back off at some point. He's really feathering the throttle coming through the Corvette curves there, so it's starting to get real slippery. That particular element. Andrex is in again. Might this be for tyres this time? Or just a quick splash of fuel? Yeah, Marauder, I don't think he's going to have any real answer to M-Power. What does Smolder do? He's only got 10 litres on board, so he's going to have to come in anyway, and he does. So now, if people are thinking about tyres, he's gone up to 52 litres as Andres. I doubt he's going to take much more on than that. And show penalties, certainly. There we go. We don't have many left, many cars left, so that is where the penalty count currently stands. There is Smolder. Andrix then gets going. Traction control getting very lively. TBW chooses to continue. He's going to resume the GTE lead. Love the roar of that Aston. Brzanczyk is in. I think everyone has having a very similar idea looking at that rainfall. We might be starting to see some puddles forming. Yeah, Smolder's taken on a decent amount of fuel as well. Where is Jardier? There he is. That's a lot of rain, not a lot of water on the ground yet, but it's not going to take too long at that rate. The rain has pretty much enveloped all of Le Mans now. Even Jardier's mighty lap times have come down. He's going to want to string that out for another lap at least to time it to when he would normally come in. How much fuel does Yorkie Berserker have? Berserker has got 3, so he will definitely be in a minute. And Yorkie 36. Dalkey must have a similar amount to Berserker. He does indeed, so they'll be going on to the different tyres, I'd have thought. Yorkie's got the option on what he wants to do. And Jardier continues, Leon doesn't. Ah, the ACR pair are splitting their strategies. Well, I think Jardier may have got that better call. I questioned him earlier. But he's still getting the 317, 318s in there. But, oh, 328. Oh, of course, Leon just came in, so that's why his lap time is that much slower. New set of tyres then for the Audi. Not enough fuel to get him to the end. I imagine he'll top the tank off. Dalking's in. That's one of the Corvettes in as well. Can't be Smolder, must be Beppo. There is Dalking. Leon's away. Oh, WhatsApp found his fellow LMP2 classmate Berserker brings his car in as well. Yorkie chooses to continue. And comes. Oh, that's close. Now I'm going to watch this because Leon, we think, has just taken on tyres. Oh, steady, Leon. Oh, no, that's gone horribly wrong. A clout in the side there from Leon onto Yorkie. The Toyota veteran will not be happy about that. Well, both of them continuing. Troy doesn't seem to be losing anything as far as traction is concerned at the moment. You can argue, yes, they're on a straight, I know that, but if he was going to lose traction on the exit of Tetra Rouge, he could be miles behind the Audi. Oh no. That's getting slippery now. That Toyota's dancing everywhere. Flaming Parrot's in. TBW surely is going to come in this time. Yep, he does indeed, but Andrex has already been in. So Andrex is going to take over the GTE lead. M-Power is on the wrong tyres. Unless M-Power risked going onto them earlier. Are they racing without damage? No, they have damage on. Is Berserker on wets? We think so, because he was in the pits a while. Unless it was really, really short. Stop for him. Was really looking at how long he was in the how long he's in the pits for. TBW is in. That's not a surprise. In comes Jardier. Less than 3 litres in the tank. That's gonna be. Oh, he's nearly a minute ahead of Leon. What a stunning race from Jardier then. Less than half an hour to go. Smolder then comes up into 4th. TBW will be getting underway shortly. Beppo in long way behind in 6th place in the GTEs. Where is Leon? You can actually we're starting to see the spray coming off the back of the cars now. So now is the time that you really need to be on those wets. No obvious amounts of standing water gathering here yet. But I understand that it will. Whoa, Leon! Traction's still at a bit of a premium. And Jardier back underway before Leon's even got anywhere near the Ford curves. Or the Ford chicanes. And Jardier is back out of the pits. And there's Yorkie coming in. So that's a tyre change for the Toyota from 3rd. 10 seconds is what separates our ACR pair up front. Although 6 seconds, 57 seconds of penalties for Dalking. What on earth have you done there? Oh no, Leon! No, 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 no. Traction's still at a bit of a premium then. So it's gonna get spicy, I think, in these closing laps. Because it really depends on how much practice these guys have put into having these wet conditions. Berserker's going to go through into 4th. Oh no, he's not. Yorkie's going to come out in front of him. That's going to be pretty close. And Yorkie has indeed got ahead of Berserker. As the BMW is going to get... Oh, it's going to catch Berserker at a really awkward moment. Not the BMW's fault at all. Wow, Berserker 1.2 behind Yorkie. Battle for, at the moment, 4th position. As Jardier and Leon are guest drivers, they won't qualify unless they've decided to join the league just for the last race. They technically won't be allowed points as their guest drivers, so Dalking at the moment in the pound seat for the class win. So Berserker is going to be keeping Yorkie pretty honest for what will be 2nd in class. Look at the spray coming off the back of Dalking's car. That's a lot of water down there. So if you're not on dry tyres by this point, you have had it going along the Anardier or the Mulsanne. Oh, that's Flaming Parrot getting out of Andrex's way. Yeah, that's unusual. So you can LMP2 jumping out of the way of the GTEs. I'm assuming that had already gone horribly wrong for Flaming Parrot before they got anywhere near there. And look at that. Andrex was doing regular 354s or thereabout, now 407. Post pit stop, BMW M-Power is still pressing on. He did 402 last time. I thought he was on the wrong tyres. I may well have that incorrect. He may have opted to go to the wets earlier. Ooh, he's having to really delicately go through the Dunlop there, which would indicate he probably is on the wrong tyres. See how he does here. Well, delicate, but nothing you wouldn't expect on a wet track, so he may well have got the strategy call right. Now, if he's doing 402s on slicks with this much water out there, that's absolutely stunning. But then he has been the class of the GTE field all race long. It's difficult to look through that screen. There is Andrex. Just see, that's Flaming Parrot right next to him. So he is bearing down on that Aston. Berserker is staying right with Yorkie. Less than 25 minutes to go. Through the Porsche curves. Into the Corvette curves. Much, much more delicate through there now than they have been all race long. And they can't ignore the rain anymore. This is for overall second in class. Jardier and Leon will not be eligible for points. Yeah, fair point there, Zenny. This is for the LMP Championship here. With Warntire out of commission, losing him early on, it falls on Yorkie to fend off Berserker. Whoever wins this out in this battle is going to take the LMP1 title, I believe. Wow! Stunning drive out of Tetra Rouge then for the Toyota. That opened up 1.5 seconds between the Toyota and the Audi there. Through the chicane once more. Gently does it. This is going to come down primarily to how well you deploy your curves. Berserker has 5 seconds of penalties, so Yorkie with a clean sheet at the moment. So Berserker has to overhaul Yorkie by that 5-second deficit to take that position. Dalking is way off down the road, but Dalking has got 57 seconds of penalties on the board. How on earth he's managed that is... Look at the amount of spray along that last part of the Hardier. That is a stunning... I mean, again, you can see the water is pooling everywhere around this part of the track. So that's going to make Indianapolis and Nanage interesting. M-Power is getting close to Andrex, it would seem, looking at... There they are. It's coming through the last of the forward chicanes. All their lap times. 4:10 for Andrex, 4:04 for M-Power. Good grief, he is... Now the man possessed has gone over to M-Power, it would seem. Sticking with Berserker and Yorkie. Berserker's... Whoa! Well held. And Andrex and M-Power have swapped position. Oh, side by side. Cool, that's brave. Coming through Dunlop and then the S's in the wet. I doubt Andrex is going to be able to fend them off for too long. Still side by side. Well, Andrex had the stones to do that. So, well, indeed, Andrex and M-Power both had the stones to do that. That's going to be side by side. Coming on to the Hardier. Fair effort from both of them. But, yeah, that battle almost certainly is going to go to the way of M-Power with that pace he's had for so long. Oh, who's that coming in? That's Dalking. Well, well, now that I wasn't expecting. Interesting. Was Dalking on the wrong tyres? Well, he did a 344, so he's either on the wrong tyres or he's had an incident. Yorkie is essentially in the class lead now. Oh, Berserker's had an incident or had some kind of issue. He's fallen 3.5 seconds behind Yorkie now. Less than 20 minutes to go. There is racing to be had yet, and another car has fallen by the wayside. We're down to 15. Who have we lost? We've lost Astrid Aslani. We have one LMP2 left. So Flaming Parrot, if he finds the checker flag, is going to take on his maiden race here at Le Mans. He's going to take the class win. I'm not sure how long ago that happened. I've only just realised there's only 15 left. We started qualifying with 25. So Dalkey now in 5th, 3rd overall. So a lap ahead of, or half a lap ahead of Lucas, so nothing to worry about there. Andre's still on the back of Empower, interestingly. So the GTE class battle continues. Smolder is struggling. Really struggling. With a 4:13 last time around. There's TPW behind him. Oh no, beg your pardon, TPW's further down the road than that. Oh, is that? No, that's not. Oh, it is Yorkies. I beg your pardon. I saw something. I thought it was TPW that was directly behind Smolder. It's not at all. Wow, Berserker's really had trouble. He's now 5 seconds behind Yorkie. The class win, or essentially class win, could still come to Yorkie yet. The GTE battle still goes on. Hendricks and Empower, the Corvette, has not managed to break away from the Aston just yet. I mean, it could well be that Empower is still running slick tyres. If he is, he's now going to completely undo, because look at the spray that's now coming off of everybody's tyres coming through this section, coming through the Porsche and Corvette curves. If he's been running slicks, he would have been able to kind of manage it, but now it would just completely undo. Hendricks really being very cautious not to slam into the back of that Corvette. Let's see what Empower does. On similar amounts of fuel, so that's not something I'll have to worry about. There's the Corvette pit. No, he opts to continue. I can't see that he would be on the wrong tyres by now. He must have gone onto them. It's one thing we can't really see, unfortunately. He must have gone onto them really, really early. But Empower does have those 2 seconds worth of penalties. Empower with a 4:08 this time. Hendricks another 4:10. We will see. Yorkie and Berserker. Yorkie's lost a bit more time on Berserker, but then in the midst of braking zones. That's now closed back down to 3.7. That battle is not done. Berserker can still reel in Yorkie. Berserker's got just under 30 litres. Yorkie just over 30 litres. Neither of them have to worry about fuel. Whoa, that's deep. Coming through the S's. And there are the 2 effective leaders of the LMPs. Yorkie's actually getting to a high... Oh no, Yorkie! That's gone horribly, horribly wrong for Yorkie. He's going to have to be very careful. He's gonna have a cut track warning there. He was completely put off by... Is Marauder? I think it's... Oh no, Alar as the other M6. So that's GTE 3rd place Marauder. Surely that is going to be a slowdown warning for Yorkie. It is. That's going to give Berserker... Yeah, Berserker's gone through. That went horribly, horribly wrong for Yorkie. Yorkie's going to have to... What's the penalty count again? Berserker on 5, so Berserker still has work to do. Yorkie can hang on in there. Berserker has to clear Yorkie by 5 seconds, unless, of course, Yorkie gains a penalty from that incident. Doesn't look like he has. He did slow down and let Berserker through, so that probably did cancel it off. Less than 15 minutes to go. The win and the championship still open in the LMPs. Where are we GTEs? I think, yeah, M-Power now 3 seconds down the road. So unless M-Power falls off the road, oh, that's getting twitchy for Andrex coming into Indianapolis. Unless M-Power falls off the road somewhere, that Andrex does not have an answer for that. But anything can happen. Berserker has his fan base in the chat. It's amazing that the amount of penalties we've had. There's still a few drivers out there without penalties at all. 1.5 seconds now the gap. That's Andrex they're catching up to. GTE's second place man. That's going to hold Berserker up because the Aston minding his own business. Lucas is in the pits again. That's brought Yorkie right back into contention to get back in ahead of Berserker. But Yorkie was got a little bit sideways coming past the Aston as well. And for all that gap that Yorkie gained, he's just lost again. There is M-Power. The Audi's got to be careful about how he gets past him. There goes the Audi. There goes the Toyota. .4 hours, and it boils down to the last 13 minutes. Fabulous. This is not what we want from our racers. Who was that we just saw going through the shot? That's Ala. Azar Alamori. Oh, what's happened to Lucas? That's not where your pit crew normally is. So something's gone wrong with... Oh, he's going again. Something has gone a little bit wrong there. Oh, and that's Berserker slow. And Yorkie just flies around the outside of him coming into that chicane. Oh, boom. Berserker just dumped the battery and flies past the Toyota. Toyota again, they know Flaming Power was in there. They can only just see the lights. They're going to be side by side coming into the second chicane. This is going to be brave. If you've got the stones to go side by side with someone in these conditions into that chicane, it could point out for the Toyota, and he does. He just manages to get the move done before having to brake. Nice move there by Yorkie. Berserker continues. Surely then the Audi's going to come back at the Toyota. Not at the moment. There's still a few laps to do. Berserker's still got a lot of work to do. Remember, he has to clear the Toyota by 5 seconds. Just checking Yorkie didn't get a penalty for that incident at that chicane last time around. And Berserker knees slams into the back of the Toyota. Hits that curse button coming out of the Mulsanne turn, but does not get past the Toyota at the moment. Oh, Berserker! Well defended then by the Toyota. He's going to have the inside for the next couple of turns, and it's going to be the breaking point for Indianapolis. Berserker noses ahead, and he comes back into third. Leon and Jardier are way up down the road, but Berserker's gone very deep. Oh, he twitches, getting back on the track. Mixing up my words now. Oh, and Berserker nudges Yorkie past, but allows Yorkie back up into position. There's Smolder. The two leaders coming past. Flash of the lights, thank you very much from Berserker. Your heart rate of 300 plus. I'm dread to think what it's like for Berserker at the moment. Well, I mean, Berserker and Yorkie, to be fair. Through Porsche curves, through Corvette curves once again. You can see how much soaring is going on with the steering wheel. Oh, Berserker's going to try and hit on the move, and that's defended by the Toyota. Can Berserker do anything about it on the outside? Coming into the 4 chicanes? No, he thinks better of that one. Well defended again by Yorkie. As they leave the 4 chicanes. Less than 10 minutes to go as they cross the line. Because all their battling, it's really slowing them down. Berserker again thinking about it, coming into the Dunlop chicane, but no, hangs back at the moment. He's got to clear the Toyota and undo his penalty. So he's got to be careful. I'm just going to double check he didn't add to his penalty. No, still sitting at 5 seconds. Actually, Jardier's gone up to 7 seconds. He's only just hanging on to that lead at the moment from Leon. Here we go again. Berserker, decent drive on the exit of Tetra Rouge. Yorkie having to dump some of the battery to keep himself ahead of the Audi. Going to that defensive position. Who's going to be later on the brakes then? Yorkie's going to the inside line now. Berserker jumps out from behind this Toyota in the slipstream. Who's going to be the braver on the brakes? Whoa! How was that not impact between the two? Brilliantly done. So now Berserker up into third. Yorkie just has to keep within 5 seconds. But he wants to stay ahead of Berserker. He's powering back for the Audi. Jumps out from the slipstream. Is he going to get that move done before the chicane? Answer is he can't see through the spray, but he does. Yorkie back up into third place again. Absolutely brilliant stuff. I'm losing my voice again and I don't care. Here we go, on board once again with the Audi. It is Berserker versus Yorkie. It is Audi versus Toyota. It's penalty versus no penalty as well, bear in mind. But it's still for the championship. The LMP championship still up for grabs between these two drivers. Whoa, that's very twitchy for Yorkie. Oh, big amount of wheel spin, and Berserker flies past back into third. And once again, Yorkie hanging on to the tail of the Audi. As we are flying up towards Indianapolis once again, windscreen wiper going utterly bonkers. Looks out from the spray. Is Yorkie going to just hang on to the back of the Audi? It's risky because if Yorkie makes a mistake, he could just easily lose that 5 seconds in the blink of an eye. Oh, Berserker's deep on the exit of Arnage. Dumps the battery then to get away. The Toyotas are staying right there in the slipstream of the Audi. Coming up to the Porsche curves once again. Yorkie as yet does not have oh, he does. He has a 1 second penalty, does Yorkie. Good spots there, Austin. Yorkie does indeed have a 1 second penalty. So still 5 seconds that Berserker has to give himself. Oh, Yorkie's been slow. Yorkie's slow through Porsche and Corvette curves. He's lost 2 seconds already. And that's exactly what I was saying. In the blink of an eye, that totally changed. Also, up front, Chardier, they may not be eligible for the win itself, but Leon is actually within the 7 seconds that Jardier's got for himself. And was 1.4 seconds faster, so the battle for the lead isn't technically done yet. Berserker now clear of Yorkie. 1.6 separates the pair. Not enough yet. They've got about 3 laps at best to do something about it. Yorkie closing back in with Berserker. Oh, that's very wide for Yorkie. That's good. That could potentially hurt. That could add to Yorkie's penalty count. He's wanting to catch up with Berserker now. We'll keep an eye on it. Stand at 6 for Berserker, 1 for Yorkie, but Yorkie may have just added to that. With that going wide, but he's closed right back into Berserker now. Just a couple of tenths between them. Go to the roof cam, you can see a bit more. In the slipstream once again, Yorkie looking to try and get ahead of the Audi. Is he going to do another outside maneuver coming into that section chicane? There he goes. Is he going to be able to do it? There's standing water on both sides. And the Audi backs out of that one. The Toyota giving the racing room. And again, that is Yorkie back up into third position. Did his penalty count change? No, it didn't. So once again, the Toyota ahead of Berserker. But it is not done yet. 4.5 minutes to go. Oh, they're side by side. Side by side coming into the Mulsanne turn. Yorkie's going to have the inside. Viper spins. Oh, well, hell by the Toyota coming through all that water. My goodness me, that was brilliantly held. There is the penalty count as they stand. 7 for Jardier, none for Leon, 1 for Yorkie and 6 for Berserker. Not looking further down because at the moment we are concentrating on this battle. Leon is within the 7-second part to gain that race win. Berserker flies past Yorkie again to get up into third, but of course he's got to clear him by 5 seconds. He's only got at best 2 laps to do it, but again he's gone wide coming through Indianapolis. And again the Toyota is challenging through into Arnage. Oh, he's a little bit wide. That again could incur a penalty. We thought that before, but still these two battling. They want that top spot. The championship is on the line, as I've said before. Oh, Berserker's had a problem. Oh no, Berserker's had a problem. He's bouncing off the walls. Oh no. What's happened to Berserker in the dying laps? It's as if his wheel has failed. No. Berserker was right there. Well, the pedals work, but I can see his wheel is turning a little bit. Yeah, but look at that. He's got nothing. No, Berserker. What a tragedy. That is an absolute travesty. Oh, Berserker, you can see the wheel just isn't moving at all. There goes Dalking up into 4th. Oh, that one was gonna go to the flag. No, Dalking, that's unusual. That'll be how you're building up. You're trying to get over a minute's worth of penalties now, aren't you? Well, 2 minutes 10 on the clock. I think Jardier is just going to beat the flag, as he never gets around Smolder. As it stands then, Yorkie will be the LMP champion. Zenny got the LMP2 championship quite some time ago. And Smolder will be our GTE champion. And actually Berserker's still there. He's in reverse and can't move. Okay, that's a slightly... Okay, don't really know what Berserker's doing there. I suspect there's a fair amount of lag or something going on. Berserker is just kind of moving around everywhere, trying his best to get out of the way. It's just gone all kinds of wrong for Berserker. So Jardier will beat the flag. This is going to be the final lap. He's got to get ahead of Leon by 7 seconds. Yorkie did, after all that, get another second's worth of penalty. Not that it matters now. Jardier then. Whilst he might not be eligible for it, he's still going to go for the victory. Absolutely fair play to him. He's come into this race not having taken part in the championship and has just basically blitzed it. His early tyre change has absolutely won out and he has been so quick. But he needs to beat his ACR teammate by 7 seconds and he is right on the brink of doing it. Now 9 seconds. Andrex is in the pits. Oh no. Why has Andrex brought that car in? Did he really not feel confident getting back to... Yeah, he's taken on fuel. Oh no. What was his gap to Marauder? Marauder's going to go through. Oh, Andrex. He was not confident getting back to the flag with 4.8 litres. It would have been close, but I think he could have done it. But he knows better than I. Jardier. is now 9 seconds ahead of Leon. Leon's had a bit of a bad run getting past the last back markers, I imagine. Revving the Audi coming through the second chicane. For the final time on the Grenadier, the checkered flag is now out. Unless Jardier makes a bad mistake and loses 2 seconds, he will take checkered flag. Unless he decides to pull in. Like I say, he's not technically eligible for the win, but he'll take it nonetheless, and well deserved. Through the Mulsanne turn, heading towards Indianapolis once more. What a race it has been. We have finally lost Berserker from the race. 14 competitors remain. It's kind of like what the console guys start with. Oh, Jardier, keep it on the road, which he does. Into Arnage. Charges off down the road. Of course, that gap will condense. But Jardier has just been an absolute force. Much like M-Power and the GTEs. Bearing in mind, M-Power came into the pits really early due to colossal damage and is still going to take the GTE class win. So then, for the final time through the Porsche curves, so through the Corvette curves, your winner, unless he completely bins it here, which is exceedingly unlikely, into the Ford chicanes, your winner here in Le Mans is ACR Jardier in the Audi. He is just going to edge out Leon, and it is by the merest of margins. Unless it... Oh, does Leon manage to close in? No, Leon was just outside, and only just outside of that 7-second gap. But look at the gap there. Yorkie's only just coming into the Mulsanne turn. That's how far ahead the two lead Audis were from the Yorkie Berserker battle when it was going on. But with the class win being handed over to Yorkie, you are looking at the LMP 1H champion. When he crosses the line, it's going to take him a while to get there. Flaming Parrot, not a bad effort, being the only surviving LMP2. M-Power crosses the line to take the GTE win in a very dominant form. Marauder is going to take second in the GTE class. Andrex fought on hard, but in the end was not to be. Smolder is in position to take the GTE championship. It's going to take him a little while to get there from there. And there is York. He's just getting past Andrex. That's how far ahead the two ACR guys were from the Toyota. But here he comes then. Yorkie 065 in the Toyota will take the third place and the LMP1H championship. Dalking is just coming into the Porsche curves himself. Lucas is slightly further back. He's just come out of Arnage. Brzanczyk is already over the line, I believe. He's actually on the Grenadier. Flaming Parrot is in the sand. M-Power has crossed the line. Marauder's already through. Andrex is in the wall. Smolder, your GTE champion for this season. He's happy about that. Fair play to you. TBW has got... That's Dalking coming through? No, Dalking's just coming over the line. That's Lucas that's pushing the Porsche along. Here comes Dalking to take the fourth place and then find a place to park his car. There is Lucas. Beppo's already over the line. as is Azar Alamori. Oh, wrong one. Who are we looking at? Lucas is crawling over the line with only 3.5 litres left in the tank. DBW was indeed the last man to cross the line. Wow, what a finish to the season. What a finish to the race. Incredible stuff. Jardier, your race winner, but the class leader, the class champion is going to be Yorkie. M-Power taking the GTE win, the GTEs being champion being Smolder, and LMP2's Zenny was not here for this one, although you were in chat. Already our LMP2 champion. Does anybody want to talk to me after that? Let's have a look. I wouldn't be at all surprised if they didn't. I'm not going to force them to. They've been there for a long time. I tend not to do post-race interviews for the Endurance League just because of the length of time it's gone on for, and indeed no one is making themselves available, and I do not blame them. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for those that have been with us throughout the stream. It's been a great pleasure to have you along. Thank you very much for that. Thank you to our drivers for putting on such an incredible show. It's been absolutely fantastic to commentate. It's been a great pleasure to commentate this season for AOR. Great effort organising these. Behind the scenes, a lot of people put a lot of work into making the leagues work. And whilst I've been waffling, we do have a couple of people ready to talk to us. We have our LMP champion. Let's grab Andrex and Yorkie over. Oh, Berserker as well. Oh, this will be interesting. Let's grab them over. Damn you! You've spoiled my fun. You're all quiet and behaving yourselves again.
Sorry.
You're not sorry at all. Don't lie.
Nope.
Well, I'm going to speak to you first, Mr. Andrex, because you pitted at some odd times. Sometimes I wasn't expecting. What was going on in your race?
I did my magnetic into a spinning back marker trick again. And Mr. Azar managed to inflict enough damage on my beautiful little Aston to take me out, and yeah, I had to pit incredibly early, and I slightly misjudged the fueling at the end, literally like by about 4 litres. It was actually pinpoint accurate for the timer, but Jardier, or it was Jardier who won?
Jardier won, yeah.
Crossed the line to create another lap, so I had to take an extra 5 litres on board. So,
I see.
But I needed to win to get enough points over Smolder. I think I needed an 8-point deficit to win. But yeah, overall it was a pretty good season, to be fair, for the Aston. Had we not been taken out at the Indianapolis Nürburgring back marker, and perhaps tonight, I don't know how much that cost me tonight. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with how the season went, really.
Awesome stuff, great effort. Berserker, oh my goodness me. The chat was cheering for you, something chronic. And everybody, myself included, and I have no bones about admitting, which all just went, no! When you hit the wall and then pulled over to the side. What happened?
Went under the gantry, went about 10 metres up, game just completely screen froze, and never came back.
No, unreal.
It's happened 3 or 4 times this season. It happened once at Silverstone, and I went straight into a wall and blew my car up, and then drove like I don't know. And then it actually came back at Silverstone, and it just never came back on this race. But I genuinely want to go and kill someone.
I can imagine. I mean, you did have a few penalties on the board. It was that amazing battle you were having with Yorkie. Were you confident on being able to clear Yorkie by that deficit, or were you just interested in the battle? Because, my God, that battle was incredible.
I mean, with that little time and still having other people on the track, anything could have happened between any of us. So 7 seconds or whatever it was could have been made between us very quickly. If like something had happened to Yorkie, or say we had contact and he spun or whatever, like anything could have happened. So I was still holding on to that sort of last crumb of hope that and I don't even get to this, which is even worse because I think now Lucas is ahead of me in the championship.
A fair effort nonetheless. Valiant fighting there right up to the end, and well done to you, and we hope to see you back next time. Hopefully the game will behave itself a bit more for you. Hello Flaming Parrot, welcome to the commentary box.
Hi, yeah, it's my first time I think.
Well, you ended up winning a class of 1, but how was that race for you in the end? Because I didn't
It
see.
was a bit lonely, to be honest.
Yeah, you didn't have many LMP2s to start with.
No, I think there's 4 of us, and we lost 1 in the formation laps. It was a 3-car race. And I don't know what happened to the what was his name? Was that? It was me and him for ages, and it was catching up. And then he was ahead. Just as he went into the pits, I think he got disqualified then, and that's how I won the race. But yeah, so I think he went to the pits too fast or something.
Oh dear. Well, that will do it.
Yeah, but it was a good race.
That happened to me once. The exact same thing happened to me.
Might we see you back for future seasons, Mr. Parrot?
That's the plan. Either this or the GT3 league. Yeah,
awesome.
It was good fun.
We look forward to seeing you there.
Can I say one thing? You have like the greatest name I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I think Flaming Parrot is an amazing name.
That caught me completely by surprise when I read it. Yeah, I just had to laugh. Absolutely brilliant.
Thanks. Honestly, I can't remember how I came up with it. I've had it for so long now. But
hello, Zenny.
Good day.
How come you weren't on track today?
I started working and I was just really tired, and I kind of lost all motivation to play project cars. I dropped out of the GT3 league completely. Didn't even play the game properly for a good month or so. I decided just to stop playing it and take a bit of a break. Hoping I'll probably be back for maybe next GT3 season or maybe next endurance season. To be racing all the time again. Yeah, I just ran out of motivation halfway through the season.
I see.
LMP didn't help with LMP2 having lower numbers.
Yeah.
I just kind of ran out of all motivation really. Needed a small break. I'll be back. I'll be back though. I'll be back soon.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. And finally, our LMP1 champion, I believe. Hello, Yorkie.
Hello.
How are you feeling after that? Because, my God, my voice died screaming about the battle with you and Berserker. Not that I care, but that was an amazing battle. How are you feeling after that?
Mixed emotions, really. The main one, tired. My shoulders are absolutely killing.
I can imagine.
I'm being quite tense. Obviously happy that I did win the championship in the end, but it's really not the way that I wanted it to go. Me and Berserker were really hoping for a fantastic fight, and those final 25 minutes were unbelievable fun. My heart just absolutely sank when I saw Berserker go off into the wall. So yeah, I feel really bad for him with what happened.
That's the sad side of racing, though. It can happen to the greatest. But great effort from you nonetheless, Yorkie. Well deserved on the championship. Well played. And see you back next year, hopefully, or next season rather.
I don't know about racing, but I may be in the commentary box.
Oh, fabulous! You
Dream team.
You tolerated me in your GT3 commentary box, and now you're wanting more punishment commentating alongside me. You're a brave or daft man.
Yeah, I could just about survive you. Yeah, I'm doing a Nico Rosberg, unfortunately.
Hey, well, you remain undefeated. And that is going to be it for this particular stream. Thank you to those that have been with us throughout. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to our drivers. It's been an absolutely amazing season. We will be back for another season when all the planning and whatnot is done. It'll be in the early part of next year. But we will be back, fear not. But keep an eye on the channel. There'll be more AOR action. Thank you very much, and good night.